Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Chicks Talking Shift. I'm Angel.
I'm Alecia.
We're glad you're here. And Alecia and I have decided, since we have these amazing conversations, why not share them so other people could also embrace in the conversation? And what we love to talk about most, our favorite topic, is shift.
Yes.
So that's what we're talking about today. And that's why we started having recording our conversations so that we can talk shift with you as well. So if you're wondering what shift means, I'm going to turn it over to Alecia so she can explain what we mean when we talk about shift. Because shift happens.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to know when shift is hitting the fan, how to react, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, it makes me laugh every time you say that phrase. So shift for me, you know where I'm going. The very first thing that always comes to mind is consciousness, the shift in consciousness, because we're having a big one right now, a huge one, which has led us to this place of wanting to share these conversations because we're talking about all the changes constantly. So I go to shifting consciousness. Where do you go?
When I think of shift, I think of the shifting sands of change and the ground being kind of unlevel right now. And so when you're walking on unlevel ground, we don't quite have our balance and it's awkward. And so that's the shift that's happening. Now, how you respond and react, you could trip over the shift and and stumble, and then you can catch yourself and get your balance back and go, oh yeah, the ground is uneven. Let me make some adjustments on how I continue moving forward. And that's really what these conversations about. What is happening, really shining the light on what we are all going through. We may be experiencing it different, but we're all going through some kind of shift, be it emotionally, in our relationships, maybe physically, spiritually, energetically. All these things are changing. And so how we move forward, this is one of our favorite things to talk about, is really shining the light on where we are and then turning that flashlight onto the path to say, hey, here's where we're going. And we're shining the light for everybody else. Okay, come on. We'll light the path up for you. Let's go, because this is a good way of looking at these uneven times right now. And so it's holding the door open for others.
Yeah. And they can step in and they can try on whatever we're talking about and whatever we share. And when they leave, maybe they have a little something new to take with them. And maybe they decide that, it wasn't for them. And that's okay too. You know, we're just trying to find our own way. And we think that maybe as we find our own way, some of the things that we find might be helpful to other people too. And so let me tell you what I thought of when you were just talking. The shifting sands, the crooked sidewalk, all of that. All of a sudden I saw a gyroscope, right? Gyroscopes help things find balance. And all of a sudden I saw the spiritual practice that we do of showing up every day, trying to be present, trying to be aware of what's going on, trying to be responsive to our environment, and just trying to work our own stuff to find equilibrium in our own life. All of a sudden I saw those are the things. It's like a gyroscope inside us. It doesn't matter if we're going over something wonky or something bumpy. If we got ourselves taken care of properly from the inside, we're going to be able to navigate that easily.
Definitely.
Yeah, so all of a sudden I saw a gyroscope. That was fascinating. And the gyroscope just helps you find balance. So I love that. Yay.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that analogy. You're really good at analogies. It is about going through this transformation process together, and however you're navigating it and finding that balance. If anything, we're encouraging others to have conversations like this because it's so important to shift the energy from being an observer of what's happening and getting caught up in all the drama and the division and all the stuff that's going on right now, whew, which is exhausting.
Yeah.
Or we could go within a little bit, go inside and go, you know what? Try to dissect what's happening within me, and step out of ourselves, be our own observer of how you're getting through the process.
Yeah.
And maybe you're a mom, maybe it's how you're showing up as a mom right now, because I mean, I know that's got to be tough. I mean, both of us being moms, and I can imagine having a little one right now,
Mhm.
little ones. That would be so tough, and trying to navigate yourself and get our children through this, you know, as the mama bear. And it's or any parent, you know, fathers too for that matter. But it's so we encourage you to open up the conversation even with your children, to say, how are you feeling? You know, it's this is an unusual time, isn't it?
It is.
Because I can't help but think of these little kids when they look at all the people in public wearing masks, and when we're not able to smile and they can read us, because that's what builds trust for children is our facial expressions. And if they're not seeing that, there's I have to think that maybe that lack of trust is creating some fear within them, and it could leave an imprint. And that's one of my concerns for the children. So I think as a mom, just to be a little bit more aware of the imprint this may have on your child. It's not normal. We've never known any generation to go through this and grow up in this. So as a parent, we're certainly navigating new territory here.
Totally new territory. And so I think about those things too. I think about what a strange time this is for people that are raising young children. And so I hear what you say about the mask, and I think all of that is true. And at the same time, that's where our wisdom as the parents come in, right? Because we understand that this could be a stumbling block for them, and we understand how much it might impact them. So what we try to do is find ways to explain in age appropriate ways, maybe even play games, have superhero mask, and have maybe them play with it a little bit instead of us um, realizing what they're missing and projecting that on them, because they'll write it through based upon what our experience is going through it. So I think that's part of it, right? Is always being creative, whether it's things with our kids or even it's being creative with our own selves, and how to kind of shake things up and do whatever we need to do to be able to try to navigate what we're seeing. And that's one of the reasons that we love having this conversation, because you're the transformation coach. I'm all about change, and we're really passionate about it. And so we love being in it
Yes.
to work our own process. And we talk about, oh gosh, I realized this, and this is what I did. And we kind of inspire that way. So hopefully that'll be what happens, with other people that choose to tune in and kind of listen to some of our conversations. We're hoping that they walk away with something that inspires them to do something a little bit better in their life, you know?
Oh gosh, absolutely, absolutely. And what I've noticed, just about my process, now that you mention it, whenever I'm going through change or transformation now and observing it, it makes it less painful.
So
It
true.
it makes it more bearable.
Yes.
Just looking at how I'm responding And, whether I'm beating myself up too much,
Yeah.
or is it really necessary to beat myself? You know, when you're going through massive change like that, I think that transformation is a process to help us evolve.
Yeah.
And we are evolving into a another version of ourselves as an individual, as a collective humanity. It's happening, and so it's who we're choosing to be right now, and that's the shift. That's the shift.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just have to say something about the masks,
What?
the superhero masks. I love that, and putting what their superpower is,
Absolutely.
and like what, I love it.
And funny ones, it could have a funny, weird mouth on it, or funny words, or it could be all kinds of things. So I think we're in the reality that we're in, right? And so
Yes.
what do we got to do? We got to be creative, and we just got to make the best of it. It's the resilience of the human spirit. It's
Yeah.
the resilience of the human spirit, being creative in um, how they meet the challenges, and how they meet the change of energy. And so it's looking for the silver linings. Okay, this is what we're dealt with. I don't want to be in a victim mentality. It's like, so let's make the best of it that we can. Let's change things where we can show up and where we can have our voice heard and all that. But more than anything, let's try to navigate it with some elegance and some grace and some ease, and hopefully a lot of laughter, because that's going to shake all that stuff loose.
Yeah, we got to laugh again.
We do laugh again. That's exactly right.
Yes.
And even laugh at what we're going through.
So what I love about these conversations is not only do we laugh and we have a great conversation and a lot of fun, it elevates us and it empowers us. And that's why we continue to do it. And that's why we're encouraging it. But it does. And I think that's another level of the shift, is getting your power back, because we've all been in a place where we're just kind of giving it up right now, going, I don't know what's happening. That's where the imbalance comes from. Well, when we decide to step into our power and through conversations like this, we really do start to transform, and you become a role model
Mm-hmm.
by stepping into it.
Mm-hmm.
And others are watching you, your children are watching you, and they're going, wow, look at that, she's really strong and handling this quite well, and seems pretty balanced. And so making a conscious effort to evolve right now and have that intention of using this opportunity, all these changes, this chaos, this craziness, as an opportunity to
Yes.
become a better person.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to go backwards, and nobody wants that. And this world doesn't need that.
No, no,
We
no.
need everybody to go forward, up, lift each other up.
And we know humans have a tendency to get really comfy and cozy with their routines. And so that's one of the things that we know, is that we usually don't experience a whole lot of change when we're comfy and cozy. And so as soon as the challenges come and the shift hits the fan, that's our first key that, get ready. We're getting ready to change, and we get to evolve into the next greatest version of who we are. So
Yeah.
we need to see it as opportunity, and we need to embrace it as possibility instead of
Mm-hmm.
being grounded in the difficulty of it. And yes, there's going to be things that come along that are just going to really be difficult and put us in a funk. But we point ourselves in the direction of, I'm going to make the best of it I can, and I want to try to walk through it with as much elegance as possible, because first of all, it shows me what's possible, and secondly, somebody else might also recognize, just like you were just saying, oh my gosh, there's something different here. I wonder what she has, that I don't have yet. And being able to have that ripple effect in seeing, oh, look at the way Angel thought about that. I would have never considered that. And that totally makes sense to me. And that makes me feel better. And it points me in a direction that is positive for me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't agree with you more, Alecia. And it's really time. I guess we're inviting you to, and all of us, because through the conversations is how we're practicing, but really step into you said possibilities, and they're unlimited possibilities and limitless, just limitless possibilities. And it's really stepping into our potential, because the world is really needing us to step into that potential right now. Our greatest good that we can possibly be.
Yeah. Well, when push comes to shove, that's when we get to really find out what we're made of, right? And I know we're made of light and love and unity and a lot of good things. And so I'm trying my best to shine that. I don't do it 100% of the time, but I certainly got myself pointed there, you know?
Yeah. I'm learning. I'm like a toddler. I'm like a toddler in her terrible twos right now. Fighting my way.
So
yeah. Well, this is awesome.
It has been awesome. Yeah. So join us. Come back and see us sometime, and click like and hit subscribe and click the bell so that you can get our videos as soon as they come out.
Yes, and join our Facebook page, Chicks Talking Shift, so we can engage in a conversation with you. We'd love to carry on the conversation, and we look forward to the next one. Yeah. Until then, be your best self.
Yes, definitely. Be your best self. Bye. See you. Bye.
Alecia, I have a problem.
What?
I'm not centered. I need to get centered.
Get centered, please. Okay.
There we go. All better.
Oh, look. Oh, such grace and ease you did that with. Look at that. We should all be so lucky.
Hi, I'm Angel.
And I'm Alecia. And
we're Chicks Talking Shift. Where did I get that twang? And
you're going to leave us open, and then we're both going to say it as you make your little pause, and then we'll both say it. All right.
I know, but I had a little twang. I don't know where it came. We're Chicks Talking Shift.
Hanging out with me too long, sis.
Hello again, and welcome to Chicks Talking Shift. Yeah. I'm Angel. Hi.
Hey. Oh my God. Oh, my eyes are just filled with tears.
Mine too. I'm going to be in my pants.
No, don't be in your pants.
Okay.
Oh my God, I gotta get my eyes.
Oh. Okay.
And too. We can have a use from. We need this is like rattling around somebody. It shakes all the energy loose. We need the laughter.
Yes. Good medicine.
Yeah, it's very good medicine. Love it.
All right.
God,
can you hear the blower at the pool?
I can. Not very much.
Okay.
Not very much. I think we're getting closer.
Yeah.
They are going to get closer.
I can't tell.
Oh, now that I really hear.
Go away.
Oh, no, brown cow.
That's what I love about these conversations. Not only do we laugh a lot, but it's forgot what I was going to say again.
Okay, fortunately, we can edit out everything.
I know.
I never realized that before I started. Tell it, sister.
I keep forgetting what I'm going to say. This is awful. The brain's under a little stress. I could tell.
Stop. Quit forgetting.
Quit stopping. What was one of the last things you were saying?
I don't remember. So I guess probably what we need to do is just kind of.
That's going to be another blooper. You're like, stop forgetting. And you're gone. You're like, I don't remember.
Out of this. So, yeah.
Open your eyes.
My eyes are open. My eyes are sorry. Is that good? How's that look? I don't have any glasses on, so I can't see. Oh, gracious.
Okay.
Part of it is because I'm kind of your head's almost cut off in your screen. You need a little bit of there, a little bit above your head.
More head. Okay.
A little more head. A little more head. That's what he said.